Hey guys, and welcome to FSM Official, the place where you can be kept updated on all things financial, whether it be trading, investing, or simply current affairs. Our dream at FSM is to make sure that as many people as possible become financially free. If you're interested in being kept updated on finance news, please do click the subscribe link below. And welcome back to another episode for FSM Official. Today we're going to be talking about people that are in the workplace, but that might have been sent into what's called furlough. If you aren't aware of what this is, please stay tuned and I will explain in more depth. So let's first of all start with what is a definition of furlough. So I can read here, furlough is a leave of absence granted to a governmental or institutional employee such as a soldier or civil servant. But really and truly, we can ask the question, what does that mean for you? What does it mean for you? So it means that businesses can claim up to 80% of your salary or your wage or anyone's wage at that particular firm from the government. So that's 80%. So let's put it into perspective. If you're on 1,500, 1.5K every single month, that means that what will actually happen as soon as you've been notified by your employers, you will now start being paid £1,200, but you won't have to work. So no one has to actually go into work anymore, but they're only paid 80% of their salary. But this is capped at £2,500. So therefore, if you're earning £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 a month, but you are put under furlough, the government are only going to pay out up to £2,500 of your whole salary that you are meant to be receiving. So therefore, there can be some nuances there. If you want to obviously negotiate that with your actual firm, they can maybe pay a bit extra. But in terms of what the government are going to pay, that's what their procedure that they have in place. So that is per month before tax. So the company can top up if they choose to, but that's where they're going to be paying. So who are some of the companies that have actually looked at this scheme and are using it at the moment? Some of the biggest in the UK at the moment are BA are actually using this at the moment. So British Airways have just reached a deal to suspend 36,000 of their workers at the moment. So this is a really big thing. This isn't companies across the board are doing this, and I'll tell you later, but there is looking at around 50% of UK firms are going to be employing this method. So rather than firing members of staff, they're looking to put them under furlough. What does that enable them to do is to keep their staff, but this is really for businesses that are going to be struggling in this 3-month, 4-month, 5-month period. We don't know how long we're going to be in lockdown for, but the government are stepping in to say that we're going to pay 80% of their salary on behalf of this. BA, 36,000 members of staff suspended instantly under furlough. Who else is doing this at the moment? Premier League clubs at the moment are being asked, some of their players are being asked to take a 30% reduction in their wage cut. I know many people say, well, they're rich anyway, they're on millions, but the problem is that their lifestyle also reflects that as well. So if they are earning 10 times more than the average person, it most likely means that their mortgage is also 10 times more than the average person. So this is hitting everybody across the board. Everybody is struggling through this period. So what I wanted to also discuss with you guys is, yes, people are struggling. Yes, it is affecting you. It is affecting us. So more than just telling you about how it affects you, also, how is this affecting the UK? How is this affecting companies or countries that are going through this on a wider scale, on a national scale, on a macro scale? So we can take a look here. The Financial Times actually recorded that 50% of the UK firms are going to be going under furlough. So what does this do? This is going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the Treasury to pay out. Because if up to 50% of UK firms go under furlough, that means that up to 50% of those firms are now going to be responsible to be paid by the government. They're going to be claiming back, these businesses are going to claim back 80% of everyone's salary, meaning that the government have to pay this. They are going to have to pay. This is the contract that's been signed. So what does that mean in terms of actual figures? The cost of this, they've estimated the UK is around 10 billion for just 3 months. That's if 3 million people go on furlough for 3 months. It could be much more if we are extending this lockdown or this quarantine period. But £10 billion is going to go into this scheme. The Debt Management Office in the UK has already sold off 45 billion for this period. They've actually come out, and the Financial Times have told us that their actual quote and what they've said is that this is going to be an exceptional period for borrowing for the UK and for many other countries around the world. But what does this mean? This means that it's looking very likely that we could be dipping our hands into a recession. We could be moving into that world. And it looks like at the moment, everyone is unaware. There's a lot of uncertainty. But what I can say for sure is that 45 billion from the debt management of it has been sold off. That's 3 times more than they were actually estimating for this period at the moment. So what's the aim of the UK? What's the aim of the government? Is to keep the money circulating, keep banks loaning to good businesses. They want to keep money circulating. What does that mean for the economy? It can increase. We can still trade with companies. We can pay off some debts. But at the moment, it is like everyone's in a standstill. Everyone isn't moving. Businesses aren't moving. Employees aren't moving as they should be. So most businesses at the moment probably have around 3 months worth of cash on them. That's the reason for going under furlough. They've only got, so really and truly, most businesses only have around 3 months worth of cash, meaning that that's before they go bankrupt. Vapiano have already come out and said that they might be going into bankruptcy because of this period. So it is really, really dangerous time. The Financial Times actually predicted that 1 in 10 of these businesses will lose up to so 11 to 50% of employees in this period. But either having to sell them off, having to let go of them, or having to go into furlough. Maybe they leave for many different reasons. So this is very, very dangerous times. But what can you do if you are placed on furlough? What can you do in your own position if your boss gives you a call and says, we are going under furlough? What can you do yourself? You're sitting at home at the moment. Well, one thing people can do is maybe take up another job. Now you have to sit, I'm not a financial advisor, you'd have to sit with your own firm, your own company and decide making sure it doesn't breach any of their laws. But if you work outside of the hours that you've already signed on the contract, or if you've got special relationship with your firm and they allow you to get a second job, which most probably will do because of the exceptional circumstances, there are many things you can be doing. Part-time work at at supermarkets, they are hiring like crazy at the moment. Maybe delivery companies. Also, NHS needs lots of help. Now, I'll put the links in below. I'll make sure I put some links in for you guys, but there is a way that you can actually call up. You can be one of the members of the team for the 111 calls. Those are the people that are diagnosing people if you've got, COVID-19 over the phone and just helping the NHS. There's roles there. There's roles in the supermarkets. There's also a very, very niche app which I'll put in my links below, which is called Delivery. So people that need to do their shopping but don't want to come out the house, you can go and do that for them in your local area. You can go to your nearest Sainsbury's, Waitrose or Tesco's and actually do the shopping for them and get paid for it. You just leave it outside the door, note it on the app, and you get paid for it. There are so many little quirky ways. What's another thing that you could be doing? Keeping fit. Many people are going to use this as leisure time, maybe take up time to read that new book, take up time to read those books that you've left on the shelf, time to keep fit, doing loads of gym workouts at home. I'll see if I can put some links in below for some of the things that I'm doing at the moment in terms of the gym and workouts, or just go to an actual jog, maybe around the park before maybe restrictions get a bit tighter in terms of the lockdown. What are some of the other things we could be doing? Open University, I can't stress this enough, are giving out free courses. I'll also put this link below, but you could learn a new skill in this time. Maybe it's a new language, it's Spanish, French, Italian, German. Maybe it's a new skill you want to learn. Maybe it's Python, you want to learn to code, you want to learn to trade, or you want to learn to do something new in this period. What's the one thing that I would suggest in this period? The one thing that's close to my heart? Make money from home. Make money from home. It might sound so vague, it might sound so cliche. How do you do it? That's what people like myself, and there's many people out there that are there for. FSM prides itself on helping people make money from home in this period. I'll put some links below for some of the past YouTube videos I've got for stocks and shares, for trading. But if you are also interested in learning how to trade or learning how to invest in cryptocurrencies, in the stocks market, bonds, please do get in contact with us on social media, which is at FSM Official on all social media sites. That will also be in the link below. If you want to learn to trade the financial markets, Forex, or any of the markets out there, also I'll put the links below. FSM can help you with that. So I think there are many different avenues that you can take. It's not all doom and gloom. If you are placed on furlough, there is a way that you can make money from home. There is a way that you can take up a new skill. There is a way that you can actually take a second job. So it's not completely bad. You've got to utilize your time best. If you are being stuck at home, don't just run around and just sit or just sleep all day. You can actually get out and do something. That's the message we want to send to you. We're also here to help. Please click and subscribe to the link below to keep updated on all financial news, all current affairs.